Hey, what's up TechGram family? How are you all doing? I hope everything's great over there. And let me ask you, do you know what this is that I have here? This weighs less than my phone with its case, but it can run Call of Duty at 60 frames per second without even breaking a sweat. Yes, you heard right. This little guy here can get pretty close to the typical PC towers we're used to seeing in setups, but for less than 400 euros. But be careful, because it has a trick that can either make it your best friend or your biggest headache. Today we're going to tear it apart completely, and when I say completely, I mean completely. We're going to run real benchmarks on it, gaming with no filters. Today I'll show you the 40 euro trick that transforms it from it's okay to oh my god. Are you ready to meet David, who can practically take down any giant? Well, let's get to it. I'll share everything in today's TechGram video. Stay tuned and subscribe. Before we dive in, let's discuss who's behind this marvel. And the brand is Chuwi. We know it well on the channel, and they've been doing one thing very clearly since 2004, and that's putting top-notch technology into products that won't break the bank. Their philosophy is simple: premium quality without the high price. And the truth is, they usually nail it, although sometimes they leave things half done, like in this case. It's like that typical friend who makes you dinner and it's amazing, but he forgets to add salt. It's really good, but it's missing that special touch. And that's exactly what's missing from this AUBOX. It's a spectacular dish, it's a really good oven, but it needs a pinch of salt. But don't worry, at the end of the video, I'll show you what that salt is and where to buy it. And if you're enjoying what you're watching, you know, that like button isn't going to press itself. Now I'll leave you with the unboxing. Well, we can see a pretty simple box. It's very minimalist, made entirely of cardboard. The front shows only the brand, while the model name appears on the top and bottom edges. On the back, we find a sticker with the main features of the computer, what it comes equipped with, and, well, a bit of information about this device. When we open the box, the first thing we see is this white cardboard envelope where we'll find the warranty card, safety certificates, and the user manual. The user manual, by the way, is quite large. It's like an old map, the kind you used to carry in a car. We remove the foam and the device is well protected. We find this Chuwi and AUBOX, which both feel amazing at first touch. It looks like an 800 euro device, not a 400 euro one, with a metal chassis and excellent finish. Honestly, it's surprising since all the connections are grouped on just two sides. This is something very unusual. But anyway, the first impression is of a premium finish and a well-built device. Next to it is a small box with a stand for connecting behind a monitor or on a minimalist desk, without having cables in the way. The European power cable and this piece of transformer with a barrel connection that has 120 watts of power. Honestly, it's crazy for this device. It's like putting a Ferrari engine in a smart car, and that's it. This is everything that comes inside the box, just what's necessary and enough, so I'll keep telling you more things. Let's discuss the physical design. Chuwi truly excelled here, and the exact measurements are 154 by 150. And just so you get an idea, this little guy is about the size of a large hamburger. But it has more power than many gaming laptops, around 1,500 scimitar. Its weight is exactly 740 grams. That's less than an iPad, less than most ultrabook laptops, but with the power of a full desktop PC. But its chassis has an aluminum finish that's not just for show. It's solely thermal dissipation, so the whole chassis serves as a giant heat sink. And this is very well implemented engineering, so it can dissipate heat evenly. At the base, we have 4 non-slip rubber supports that raise it about 2 m off the ground. And this creates a perfect air tunnel for the internal fan, so that it can breathe this way. And pay attention to the detail, because the screws are perfectly visible in the openings of the rubber pads. Finally, a brand that considers those of us who like to tinker, and just stick a screwdriver in and be able to access the inside of the device. And with the Video Electronics Standards Association mount that's included, you can set up a completely clean setup with no cables in the way. You can take it anywhere and you can integrate it behind the monitor, mounted directly to the desk. So, it's perfect for those of you who like minimalist setups. Now let's talk about the specifications and how it works. Basically, the heart of the beast has an advanced micro devices Ryzen 7 inside. The model is the 8745 High Performance Slim. And when I say it's a beast, I mean it's truly a beast. Because it has a Zen 4 architecture at 4 nanometers. with 8 cores, 16 threads, and a maximum peak of 4.9 GHz. The interior is clean and organized, with 2 double data rate, 5 RAM slots at 5600 MHz, but only one is occupied with a 16 GB stick. They also have 2 compartments for storage, and one is occupied with a 512 GB SSD for graphics. It features a Radeon 780M. It's integrated Radeon DNA 3 with 12 compute units and 4 terafloating point operations per second of power. It competes with entry-level dedicated graphics cards like the GTX 1650 in A. Connectivity includes Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.3, and the good thing is Windows 11 Pro comes pre-installed. All of this for a price between 360 and 400 euros. It's like finding a Rolex at a flea market, practically, when it comes down to it. The benchmarks we've used have put this mini PC through its paces, testing all the necessary performance, and honestly, the results have been quite good. With Cinebench, Multicore scored 640 points, ranking 7th in the world, just below the Apple M1 Max and above the Intel Core i9. 9,888 single-core 92 points, ranked 5th worldwide. As for Clickbench, 2,213 points in single-core, 8,516 in multi-core, and in OpenCL graphics, 21,078 points. This is the level of processors that cost between 600 and 700 euros. As for gaming, well, we've been playing Call of Duty. That's right, at a 1080 resolution, and it stays perfectly between 30 and 60 frames per second. Honestly, it's quite playable, really, and you can play matches smoothly. The World Rally Car drops slightly, but remains between 30 and 50 frames per second. And with Power War Simulator and other less demanding games, they easily run at 60 frames per second. Honestly, after testing many games, it's clear this PC can run them. Any game on the market, though, you may need to lower graphics settings. It's Achilles' heel? What is it? Here's the plot twist. And when editing 4K video in DaVinci Resolve, the insufficient RAM message appeared, and that's because it comes with only a single 16 GB RAM module. This means single channel using only half the bandwidth, and the integrated graphics card depends completely on that bandwidth. The good thing and the good news is that there's a second slot available. Was this the information I mentioned at the beginning? By adding another 16 GB module, we'll activate dual channel, and as a result, we'll unlock the full power of the mini PC. This is because it will boost graphics performance by 20 to 30%, solving that problem that happened with 4K editing and enabling heavy multitasking for the rest of the daily tasks. It runs without any issues. The best part is, with a small investment of about 40 euros for 16 GB RAM, we'll see a big improvement. The good thing is that we'll be able to use 4 screens if we want to work on a multi-desktop setup. Since we have, as I mentioned before, HDMI, DisplayPort, and USB outputs, so we can get 4K at up to 144 Hz and be able to either mirror or extend our desktop across 4 screens simultaneously. And the good thing is that since access is super easy, you'll be able to view the blueprints. A key detail is that being able to open the device quickly will allow us to expand all that power, as I mentioned. It supports 2 RAM cards of up to 32 gigs and 2 slots, which are M2 as I mentioned, each with 1 terabyte. This will allow us, by increasing the power of this little guy, to have, let's say, an open field to handle anything that comes our way. For me. Of course, you have to keep in mind that it's a mini PC that, as someone pointed out, is a specialized device, and they chose this smart one. Adi. In years when the evaluation of Yap discovered us. Next, we have real gaming, smooth in AAA titles, which will give us, well, the opportunity to play video games. Editing photos and 4K video with proxy as set by default works well. An improvement would be to include dual channel RAM, since single channel causes 4K editing issues until you upgrade. And it's almost mandatory to spend those extra 40-60 euros to get the most out of it. 400 euros for the mini PC, 40 euros for extra RAM, total 440 euros. Competitors with similar specs easily go for more than 600 or 700 euros. So, who's this mini PC for? For those who are looking for maximum power in a small size, don't mind making a little extra investment, as I mentioned, and want a mini PC that can really handle almost anything. Gaming, productivity, streaming, or whatever that entails. For me, it's an excellent, smart purchase. The main March confirm it, real gaming proves it, and that USB 4 port gives it great expansion power. The second RAM stick is essential for serious gaming. It's basically required. What do you think? Do you dare to give this small but mighty tech beast a chance? Let me know in the comments. I love reading and replying to all of you, of course. If you liked or found the video helpful, please give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next Tech Ground videos. There's a link in the description to access the marketplaces. Thank you so much for being here. A big hug to everyone, and may technology be with you. See you soon.